It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Wonderful day in the neighborhood. Here we are in the Garden of Eden. Look at this beautiful place.
It's very beautiful. Beautiful, as
beautiful, as we say. What you saying over there? She all in her phone.
Roots Resort.
And camping.
Roots Resort.
Camping sites.
Right.
We are the one here.
Look at my tent.
Our
We jamming.
tent.
La la la. Bye bye. Love you.
We love you. Mwah.
Go on, keep crying. Why are you crying? Where you at? Bye. Where you at? So how was your Qigong meditation workout? That was your first one. You like it? Oh, look at you looking at your hair. What you up to? So how you like your Qigong workout? Well, what we were just doing. Working with the energy. Oh, you still looking at your hair. She locking it up. All right, peace and blessings. So what you doing? Exercising.
Oh.
La la la. La la. How you look at your hair? Peace. Well, we're on our way again to our next destination. Bye-bye. Oh, you running off. La la. Nice, beautiful day to take in the sun. The secrets of the sun, but it's no longer a secret. Some people know it now. La la. La la la.
We are sad.
La la.
No, you are happy, but for us we are sad. No, we don't.
What?
Don't.
You in the way.
You are happy, but for us we are sad.
Oh, bye-bye. It's amazing being in the right place at the right time on the planet. Look at this turkey roaming free. In America, they got Thanksgiving coming up, so he'll be through. He ain't even thinking about it. Nobody's chasing him down, holding him down. Because that belief system is not here, so he get to keep his life. Hey! Here we are at the wonderful Nile River again. We at in Uganda, here at Nile River Camp. Nile River Camp. Beautiful place here. I showed y'all this once before in the video. We're about to start a retreat soon. And this right here is so healing. And we're at the equator. So being at the equator, usually when a person looks at a map, they'll see Egypt at the top of Africa, the continent, and Uganda is at the equator. But the Nile River goes all the way up. Now it flows upwards, but when a person don't know geography, they'll think it's flowing downwards, but it's flowing upwards on the map. Now the reason being is because by the Earth being a sphere, it bulges outwards near the equator as it's spinning. Through its spin, it came outwards. So the sun is bringing more radiation at the equator. That's why the equator has more radiation and sunlight, because it's bulging outwards due to how it's spinning and it's moving it. So by the equator coming outwards, the river is going down to Egypt, from Uganda down to Egypt. It's just an education thing, so you can really know your world. And it's good to travel and really look at things for what they really are and how things work, so you won't get caught up in just any old opinion. So this is what's happening here. We're getting a lot of radiation, so this is a good place to have a solar breatharian retreat. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. But that means too, again, the more you meditate, cultivate the energy, clean the vessel out slowly and gradually, it'll be able to hold more light. Oh, this is good. So we're really going to pump it up this weekend, day in and day out, working with the energy. And my energy is feeling so high here, taking advantage of this light nutrition. This is light nutrition. And the body loves to work with energy. So that's why the knowledge is so important. Because how the saying goes, my people are being destroyed for lack of knowledge, or knowledge is power. So if you don't have the knowledge of something, you have a lack of power of that subject matter. So that's why it's so key. And I got to deal with some people sometimes, not like it used to be, arguing over a belief system. But a belief is just, it don't mean it's in reality. You can believe what you want to believe, the universe don't care. So you got to make sure that certain belief type habits don't destroy you. All right, here comes somebody else coming. It's on now. So here's another part of the beautiful river. So again, stay with us here as we keep on day by day lifting up this energy. And this is the first solar breatharian retreat in sub-Saharan Africa. Now, I already did one up in Egypt before. We're in sub-Saharan Africa. This is the first solar breatharian retreat, the first. That means many more is coming. See, in order to change a civilization, a new idea must come. You cannot change a civilization with the same idea, because all civilizations is based on truths that the people agreed upon that they think is valid on how to look at the world. And it will keep on going. But once it get broken and new ideas come in, that's what changes a civilization. Keep that in mind. Peace and blessings. Had the best day ever. Well, you're going to see them now. Yeah, man. Oh, well. Oh, man, look at that. That's just beautiful.
It feels like you're attractive at the same time. You're trying to work on energy.
Exactly. See, what you just said, I'll say that out loud again.
The energy feels like the two magnets attracting the propulsion.
The two magnets attracting the propulsion. That's exactly what is happening. Your body is like a dipole antenna. Di means two. So when they're showing you these schematics again, we're just looking at it as some yoga pose or whatever. That is actually an electrical circuit running through the body, and it got its two poles coming in and out. I mean, we're going to explain all of this. So it can be crystal clear, and you'll start appreciating meditation. Somebody just told me that yesterday. They said, I'm glad I gave them some information, because now their meditation got more meaning. See, all external electronics, they make off of the human being. See, the first civilization, it mastered the inward person. In other words, your relationship to nature. But as time went on, we went from the inside to the outside. That's why we're in an age of matter. But we're going back again. Everybody's learning they got this power. Now, she said your hands was heightened, huh?
Yes, first time I really got a real sense of it.
Yeah. Now, in reflexology, not to make this scary, you got all of your organs And Greg can tell you this. You got all of your organs in different positions in your hands, your feet, and different places of the body because your body's whole. So as we was working on that meditation and the organs is getting loosened up and the energy is coming through, it's going to show up in the hands. I hope this is making sense. This is how you're charging up the body again. Now, what do people eat for? Energy. Or they should. Eat for energy. But now you're learning how to get your energy directly from the source. You're skipping the middleman, in other words. You're getting it directly from the source. That's why meditation is so important. But now we're going to hit it right on the head today. Oh, y'all ready? This is going to be the core of the Breatharian knowledge. Now, have y'all ever heard that 95% of your reality is created by your subconscious mind? But what is the subconscious? That's what I always say to people. Well, it's in the word. Sub is on the front of consciousness. So that means it's below something.
Programming.
Here we go. Number one, he said programming, but it's the physical body. Because when we say consciousness, don't we think of the up here? Subconscious. It's coming off of your body. See, we know in the Breatharian knowledge that the body and the mind is one. The rest of the world think it's separate, even if they say it. That's what a holistic lifestyle is. Mind, body, energy connection. Well, we were just doing that Qigong. The mind, body, and the energy was all one. We was even moving it. The energy moving with us. It's all one.
So when you do meditation, it works on your body, therefore it works on your subconscious mind.
It's working on your subconscious mind.
And the meditation is all from the mind.
And the meditation is what?
From the mind.
It's from the mind.
So you're connected.
You're connected at all. So that's how you change your subconscious. Any of y'all ever heard of Bruce Lipton?
Yeah.
All right, Bruce Lipton is a microgeneticist or something.
Epigenetics, yeah.
He talked about epigenetics.
Yeah.
But the main thing he came up with is that you can change your genes. This means everything on the Breatharian journey. The reason why people are unsuccessful, they're not changing the thought process in their subconscious. Fasting ain't going to do it. That's why people can't fast their way in, and there's people who died trying to do it. The other program never got changed. Is this making sense?
The real program.
The real programming.
Yeah.
So it's in your genes and your DNA. And Bruce Lipton talks about the way to change your genes and DNA is through, number one, repetition. And number two, getting your brain waves in a theta state. The theta state is a sleep-like state or a meditative state. Notice I kept telling y'all, just relax. Just relax. Because the more you relax, the more the energy starts flowing. When you stay tensed, the energy stops it. That's the key to meditation. No matter what meditation it is, learn to relax. And don't the doctor say in the hospital, when you go home, make sure you get plenty of rest so you can heal. That's the power. And then what do we sleep for? Well, the main thing is to heal. Sleep is unconscious meditation. So you already know how to meditate. I really do. Yeah, you do it all the time.
Conscious state.
Right, just like a baby. And you wake up refreshed and all of that because the energy, when you got in a relaxed position, it start healing the body. It start giving you more energy. That's why you already know how to fast. When you eat breakfast in the morning, you broke your fast. Here we go. So you was fasting and meditating. That's why I said earlier, now when you go on a fast, it ain't that you beating up on yourself. You're just not going to eat so you can have a better meditative practice. Don't that make sense? And then the body gets so used to this new memory. You could go longer and longer periods without eating, and it won't even be hard. That's a solar Breatharian knowledge. Now let's go back to the DNA. Because people really got to hear this. This is why you got to meditate. People call me all the time. They tell me what they're eating some apples. They're telling me they're about to go on a 21-day process. And I just shake my head. That's not going to do it. Y'all not listening to me. What about your meditation? And then they lie. I know they're lying. Oh, I do it 2 times a day. You 2 hours a day. No, you don't. You would have brought that up first. Because meditation is very powerful. Seriously, I got to catch them at it. Because meditation is very hard.
It was like in the meditation festival last year in Romania. Everyone was like so interested in like spirituality and all of that stuff.
Right.
And like fasting, but no one cared about like meditation. You know?
Listen what he said.
And I was like,
And he went to the Planet Festival in Romania. So they got festivals all over the planet. And you said it was so much about spirituality and fasting.
and Breatharianism.
No, and breatharianism, but nobody was talking about meditation. You gotta hear me. And then I was talking at a level, on a scientific level, they can catch it because they was trapped in spiritual words. Even though we're talking about the same thing. What about the Kundalini? Why did I need to say that word? All I did say you got life force energy in your hips. Same thing. And it needs to come upwards. Don't heat love to rise upwards in physics? Heat rises upwards. So you got a lot of heat in your hips. We need to get that heat unblocked. See, it's making sense now. We're getting straight to the point so you can make a real transition instead of playing around in a circle, playing games. Right. Now let's go to DNA. Oh, this is going to get good. Why you need to meditate and why it's so important. And we talk about you need to change the program in the subconscious. If that don't get changed, whatever you're trying to do is not going to be sustainable. That's wild, ain't it? It's not going to be sustainable. And usually I tell people, like when I talk to real wealthy families, they usually understand what I'm talking about. You know why? You ready to hear it? When I talk about real wealthy, you know why? They know that things come from the ether. That the ether is just the atmosphere. They know that's how you manifest. It is the program that's in the body. Have you ever heard of a poverty mentality? That's in the subconscious. You don't feel you're supposed to have it. I can't. Right, that's in the subconscious. It's a program coming on.
Guilt, the fear.
Right. So they know and they say, oh, yeah, he's a breatharian because all he did was change the program once they hear me talking. Because that's what they did. You'd be surprised. They think different than a different person. I was even watching the sports thing yesterday, talking about Michael Jordan, what he was playing. And they said, the guy came in here so arrogant, like he's not supposed to lose. Now, that sounds arrogant, but that's how that program was coming off of him. That's why he did all those feats. It's just that real. And it's just like the way I'm thinking. I usually tell people, I'm able to do this because it's a thought process. I'm supposed to. Right. That's how I start talking to myself. What is this? You already, don't we say we light beings already? That's spiritual talk. But if you're a light being, be a light being. You should feed off the light. And start getting into programming over and over again through repetition. And when it change, everything will get easier. That's wild, ain't it? But now let's get back, but it's in the DNA. Now DNA, now where are my notes at? See, I'm all excited. Now DNA is very important because that's the blueprint of your life. Everybody has DNA, but that's your blueprint. And then on higher spiritual levels, they always say you don't have free will, you have predetermination. People hate that. I know they do. But if you stay in this long enough, you're going to find out it's real. Because your DNA, usually when a baby is born, we usually say, oh, that baby got a clean slate. No, it don't. The information's already there. It does not have a clean slate. Where did it get its information from? 23 chromosomes from the mother, 23 from the father. So it already got both positive and negative traits to take on. And it's just coming into the world. And it's in his DNA.
In Morocco, they say Maktab.
Huh?
In Morocco, they say Maktab.
Maktab.
Maktub.
Maktab?
Already written.
Yeah.
Maktub, already written?
In Arabic, it means it's already written.
Already written?
Yeah.
Coming off the DNA.
But just in general.
Yeah. But all life, it's already written. Also the
Maktub in Arabic is already written.
It's written in the book already. Of your future, it's been written.
It's
That's
all,
what they say.
right. Now we go to the end. And in the, the scriptures, okay, they got it, the English translation Genesis, but the root word is genes. Genes, we got to work with these genes in order to make a full transformation. If you don't work with the genes, whatever you're doing is not sustainable. And look how many people, what? New Year's is coming up. They're going to be making New Year's resolution. And it's sad that probably 1% of the people on the planet will be successful, but everybody else is not. Because they don't understand. It ain't got nothing to do with the fantasy going off in your mind. I'm going to make these changes this year. I'm going to get me a swimsuit body. Right. All this stuff going on. But it's the program inside of the body, the DNA. Now let's look at the word DNA. First of all, that's initials. And it means deoxyribonucleic acid. But in esoteric knowledge, that has meaning to it. Deoxy has a Latin root to it, and it means God. You ever heard of Spanish, Dio? That's the word for God. Well, deoxy, but that's a Latin root language. God, ribo, in Semitic languages, you got ribo and rabbi, master or teacher, nucleic, inside or within, acid means fire. So it's the God, the master, within the fire, your DNA. That's the blueprint. You got how tall you're going to be, what you're going to look like, your intellect. We was talking earlier. You said there was one guy that didn't even need to study like everybody else, but he was just knocking stuff out. But we could say that's a talent, a gift, but it's in his DNA. You got it passed on to him. That's wild, ain't it? It's just like I like to read and stuff, but I know where it came from. My mother liked to read, her mother liked to read. I already knew it. And my son liked to read. It was automatically given. But it got trained so much, and there's some families don't like to, but they might like something else. We're not saying everybody got to do the same thing. See where I'm getting at? It's in the DNA, the program. Now to change the program, now what do we need to change? All you need to change is the negative things that's keeping you down from resurrecting. Not everything. The negative things that got carried through. And this stuff is so real, to give you a few examples. There was a woman one time who's vegan, but she shared this with me and said, she said, I can tell others now. She said you always have a craving for barbecue ribs. Yeah. Always have a craving. And she was adopted. But one time she got a chance to go try to see her mother, go search for her, but her mother was already passed away, so she met her mother's sister. And her mother's sister said, and your mother used to love barbecue ribs. Her head said, but it went through the genes. Didn't have to be there. This is how powerful it is, the DNA. You got to change the God gene. So it's the same with non-eating and stuff. Like we started off talking earlier about minerals, vitamins, or people ask that. Now there was a time that was a program given to me from the system. But when I challenged it and changed it and admitted I don't know what it is, this is what they mean by breaking belief systems. I don't know what it is. I didn't think about it before and I was healthy once upon a time. That's how I start challenging it. And then pretty soon, it starts changing in the DNA. But as long as you got that blockage up, I'm educated. I know what the right food to eat. And you ain't going to meet these levels. The energy is blocking it. Why is the energy going to come to that? It's a program. Is this making sense? Now, listen at this. Oh, go ahead.
I remember when you were video, you said contemplation is a deeper level of meditation that you need to change states of consciousness.
Right. Contemplation and deeper levels of meditation to start changing the program that's in the organism. Now, we're going to get to that epigenetics, because we did bring that up. Epi just means above in genetics. So what they're saying is that the atmosphere and also your consciousness has the power to change the genes. This is good, ain't it? But this is what we got to know with a true fact to take advantage of it. And there was some atmospheres when I was first starting out, it was the wrong atmosphere for me. I had the wrong consciousness. So I had to change atmospheres, get a new way of thinking, and it wasn't easy. Actually, it takes years, depending on what you're working on. But the more it changes, the energetic forces, things start getting easier on what you're trying to accomplish. Because it's a given. The universe ain't trying to fight against you. It just ain't going to give you certain things if it ain't in your program. Oh, this is wild, ain't it? But now let's look at it so we can bring it down to earth. Now, America, it has caught on big time now. We had the first Pranic Festival, or Solar Breatharian Festival, in 2015 in San Francisco. Everybody else kind of had it. We was late. But now, they ain't late no more. Right. Because of the technology. See, the technology has went up external. They're doing some awesome things, what you could do technology. When that goes up, the knowledge of ourselves go up. So everybody's talking energy, energy, energy everywhere you go. You got the Tesla car, you got cars driving. Energy is the thing, whether it's externally or dealing with the human being. Now listen at this. In December 2013, a study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, America doing their studies, at every university, they're working with energy. Look what they're working on. Demonstrated that the DNA of subjects who meditated. You mean the USA is doing research on meditation? This is just one university. There's times I do retreats and I'll show them about 30 universities that I can think of. And they did this study. They already told you can do it. But I ain't got to convince nobody no more. You just have to do the work now. Once you know what you're working with. And we were just working. That was work just now. Look at Greg. He was working. Right. Give him a round of applause. He was working. Yeah, but that's what it takes. Oh man, can you imagine when I first started working out on it back in the day? Yeah, that was tough. Man, my body was shaking. I was by myself. See, right now everybody trying to hold it. When you're alone, that get the There's some powerful energy we're working with. So they demonstrated that DNA of subjects who meditated showed a range of genetic and molecular differences. So that's why on this journey, you must change yourself on a genetic, molecular level. Fasting ain't going to get to that level. Did I say this? A belief is not going to get it. I believe I can. No, this ain't got nothing to do with it. You got to do something to change your genetics on a molecular level. And including altered levels of gene regulating machinery and reduced levels of pro-inflammatory genes. You mean there's genes that even carry inflammation? You know how some people say, Suze, I eat something, I blowed up. Yeah, that's a program going on. And that probably came from an ancestor that was in a situation that didn't have no food. We got to be real with it. Why I'm struggling with food like this? It came in the genes. This is real, ain't it? Everybody working with a different program, depending on what we went through. We even got generational trauma.
We do.
Yeah, that's wild, ain't it? Oh, I could go on and on about that one. I just shook. But you could be a certain way right now, and I even had to go through that. I was at a place one time, and a guy didn't even mean what he was doing, but I interpreted it a different way because of what was in me.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild, ain't it? I said, okay, I got to work on myself. So now, which there in turn correlated with faster physical healing. So meditation, not only it goes with your DNA, what they're saying, it deals with physical healing. Oh, this is good, ain't it? So that's showing you why we got to meditate. Why? Without that, and why? Because we're working with the light. Don't we always say, let's work with the light? Now, it's one thing to talk it out of your lips, but you start dealing with this, you can feel that energy going through the body, it'll put you in tune with your body right off the rip. You're going to feel right where the blockage at. You can't even lie about it. You know what you're working with. So that means you got to come back again so it can keep working on you. Depending on the level of your health, that's how much you need. This is good, ain't it? And it got to become part of your lifestyle. Just like brushing your teeth. Combing the hair. Well, I don't comb mine. But anyway, that's where it's at. So now listen at this. DNA for energy healing, or healing the DNA. Listen what they say. DNA therapy. You mean there's a DNA therapy? Yep. How you going to change your subconscious mind? Some people know this knowledge. That's why I say like they're more prosperous. This is going their way, this is going their way. It's just falling to them. That's a DNA thing. That's all it is. A program. And how the Kabbalists say it. They'll say, this is the human being, you know, just to show you an example. But around them, that's why the air is important. This is information. This has unlimited power in it. It's only giving your body enough it can handle. So, it's all around you, all this information, all this power, this omnipresence, all around you, this light, because light is invisible also. People didn't know that at first till we start teaching this message. So when it hits the vessel, right, there's a program inside the vessel, so it's just going to read the program. And when it comes out on this side, this is a person's life. Just like a projector on the wall. And the only way that's going to change, the program has to change. So when this information comes in and it brings out the projection, that's your new life. But it's only going to go off this program. So that shows us too, like how they say in the Kabbalah, when you're dealing with the higher forces, they're not going to make the changes. They don't have to. The creature has to make the changes. So when you're on this journey, we're just saying you're taking part in your evolution, which means change. Before, nature had our evolution. That's why you see everything in nature say, well, everything dies in nature. What make you think you can do it? Yeah. Well, we got this going on. We increase. We can see now. Yeah, you're an animal, but you try to transform from an animal, an earth animal, to an air animal. Notice I still use that word animal. Animal just means animated. Where that dog at? That's an animated being. He got chakras and energy channels too. Yep. Oh man. So listen at this. DNA therapy is a systematic technique that isolates negative beliefs.
Good question about death. When you're talking about, you say like when other people say, death has to come about. Maybe in this instance, like the death could be like spiritual or like just like, you know, non-physical.
Well, you're still splitting it up.
Okay.
Don't they say your cells in your body, there's cells that die off every day and there's new cells to replace?
Yeah.
So if that's taking place, that's a death taking place every day, and every cell has its own energy field. See, it's one and the same. See, we've been trained to split stuff up, so you got to get that mind to bring back the unity consciousness, so we can bring it down to earth. Yeah. Other than that, you'll meet a person talking about some spiritual death, and they talk about some other dimension somewhere else, but they're not looking at themselves.
But what about the death as in like a new change in perspective?
That's a death. But for that to happen, that means that the DNA changed.
Okay, yes.
See what we're getting at?
Yeah.
A new change of perception means some genes that changed, some DNA got activated to behave differently. That's the only reason why you got it. Oh, did we say this? So see, this message is letting you know that the energy, the subtle energy, and the physical energy goes together. Spirituality before, the physical was over here, but spirit is over here. No, it's not. It never has been. Oh man, this is good. E equals MC squared. So, let's go back to this. So this is a systematic technique that isolates negative beliefs, limiting thought patterns, and self-defeating behaviors which stem in a subconscious from a malfunctioning energetic process in the DNA energy. You hear how they say that? They brought up the subconscious and the DNA energy. Oh yeah, I got to. This is good. Hold on. DNA therapy is a systematic technique that isolates negative beliefs, limiting thought patterns, and self-defeating behaviors which stem in the subconscious from the malfunctioning energetic process in the DNA energy. The DNA energy. And I did a class not too long ago talking about biophotons, which is another important study. And basically what you got to put all this together. Biophotons is in the DNA. Now bio just means life, photons mean light. Your body produces biophotons. It produces it. So yeah, we're light beings. You produce light. Oh man, that's why how could we say light attracts light if you ain't got no light in you? You got to know the light is in you. And your body generates it. But what we want to do is make that flame a little bigger. Now, the energy of DNA is access to heal, clear, and stimulate its healthy and optimal functioning. So it wants to get healthy and change. But what happens is through habits, negative beliefs, and systematic failures, we keep what? Shutting it back up. Shutting it back up. Sort of like as soon as a person stops smoking a cigarette, their body automatically starts healing. It don't matter who it is. But then, the body starts healing itself. You ain't even need to do nothing. But as soon as you do it again, it brings back the memory and everything goes back because the body just say, okay. But it's like that with everything. This is wild. There could be a thought of a trauma in the past coming up.
So how does it go from function, which is it is when it's a baby, to malfunction?
Well, it already had he said, how does it go from functioning to malfunctioning as a baby?
Like we're obviously perfect when we're born, right? We're functioning.
No, we didn't say that. Because that's why I gave those examples about some people dealing with some negative traits. Because you ever heard that thing called generational curse? I can give you more examples. Oh man, I'll give you one right out. Generational trauma. Well, to give you an example so we won't make it far-fetched. There was a woman I met who was addicted to chocolate. And I don't mean just like chocolate. Now, we was walking down the street, she seen a window where chocolate was, and I was talking, and I was like, where'd she go? She was in the window like this, right? But not only she was, her son was. Her son was. But she, being his mother, know where it came from. Now, her father's dead, but she said every day he ate chocolate at the dinner table and la, la, la. And she picked it up and it just carrying a cycle. And her son was the same way. She's telling him how to deal with it. But that's what we mean. So when he was born, now check this out. When she was born, I don't know what happened to her father before then. The other malfunctions come in through, okay, you're born with this package. There could be a malfunction there that you have to deal with in your lifetime. But it never got resolved. It came through the line. But at the same time, it could be the environment, the family you're born on. They can add on to it to malfunction the DNA. If this makes sense.
To trigger it.
To trigger it.
To trigger it.
I like how that word is used. To trigger it. They got a thing now. Well, he bringing up junk DNA. Well, that's another lesson. But they got technology now where they got this commercial where this woman's mother, the mother is saying, don't eat that, that'll give you cholesterol. Don't eat that, that'll give you high blood pressure. Don't do that, that'll give you this. And the daughter said, okay, let me go see. She took a swab, put it in her mouth, sent it off to some company. They came back, she said, the paperwork came. She said, well, I'm not acceptable for high blood pressure. I'm not this, but I am, all right, you're right about this. Now, I'm not saying it would happen, but this is where we at now. The information, the DNA is telling the story. And as long as that energy is in you, you just can't shut it off. It's in there. That's why we say now in spirituality, that must have came out of you. That was inside of you. That's why it came out. Don't we say that now? But we just was talking about it vaguely. Now we hitting it right on, okay, it's in my DNA. Now I got something to work with. Now I can start working with it. We can see where it's at. Oh, man. This is good, ain't it? And soon that baby will be perfect. See, that's why they say in that story about Like I said, Genesis is a gene. We got to get that root. That's why they saying through one man's sin, he brought death into the world. Listen at that. Everybody became malfunction after that. And right now we're going back in. What are we doing breatharianism for? This is the prerequisite to physical immortality at its highest levels. Yeah, this is where we're going. Working on it. And even that's in our DNA that you're supposed to die. It got to be worked with till it's changed. Oh, this is good, ain't it? It's all information in there. The energy of the DNA. So now, behaviors, pain, stress, low self-esteem, fatigue, depression, anxiety, and this is big in the system we're in now because we're making this transition. We're coming out of the system of straight material and more people learning about the power of energy work. It ain't going nowhere soon. It's growing all over the place. Man, this is my energy. Look at Stella over there. She was doing it. This is the first time. Right. Right. It's fascinating. Then you start working on it and watching it grow. That's the thing about it. Just like a plant, you're cultivating. That's why it's called energy cultivation. You're watching it grow just like a plant. That's why you want to stay consistent. Every day is different. The body's different. You'll have the ups and downs, but you're working with it. Then pretty soon it'll be whoop, 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 whoop. You walk in the room and everybody turn around. They felt your energy coming. Yeah, this is what you're working with. It's an energy thing. But it must start with the DNA. If the DNA don't get changed, the other thing is still going to be there. That's wild, ain't it? And in your body will let you know that they tell you a meditation. You could be doing chakra meditation. You'll be on this one that feels good. You'll be on this one that's feeling good. You'll be on this one you want to move quick. You got to notice that. Why did I want to move so quick? Right. Go back there. There could be faces coming up, memories coming up. That's the trauma. Still in the body. The body collected everything. And there was a woman one time taking yoga. Started out, she was overweight, and she started doing good and started liking it, making improvements. Then she added in diet. That came next. You see, then she started this, doing that, fasting and all this other stuff, losing some good weight. Now she wanted to get down to a certain weight, and no matter what she did, she couldn't get to it. She couldn't get to it. No matter what she did. But one day in meditation, because she heard a message like this, the reason why she couldn't get there, because the weight she was at now, even though she was glad to be there, that was the weight she was at when she got a divorce. She never got over it. It's still in the body. It's still in the DNA, the trauma.
Then does this work release the traumas?
Yes.
Permanently?
Permanently. This is what we're working on. What we were just going through just now. We was releasing stress and trauma. This is why meditation is so important. It's going on a cellular DNA level to start releasing it permanently. This is what we talk about, permanent change. But if we don't work on it and go inside, this is what we mean by going inside. People just trying to be cute and act like I went inside. No, you got loosen it up. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. That's why I let y'all feel all these positions on what you should feel like. That's what the statues were showing us. But you know what people's problem was? Nobody taught them meditation. This is what I saw in India, and I'm not picking on them. India got some good stuff going on. Meditation is all in a civilization. However, dealing with the Breatharian message, this is what I saw. Because yoga is big over there. So when we're holding a position, you know what a person does? But they've been trained like that. That's through yoga. Let me breathe into it. Now, on one level, that's good, but on this level, that's not, Because as soon as you move into it and move it, your body's going to move with it. You're still keeping the trauma there. You hold the pose. And I know it hurts. Do the best you can, right? Come back, right? But that means that the light is releasing it. Is this making sense? That's why they even tell you a yoga. If you can hold a position for 2 to 3 hours, you mastered that position. It could be a position like this. Can you hold a position like this for 2 or 3 hours? Yeah, that's just sitting up. Try it. Uh-huh. Try it. You're going to be wanting to move. Because the reason why we move is because of pain. See the position I just went in now? I felt uncomfortable in the last position I was in. That's why I moved. And it was subconscious. But I went to this position because I felt it to be better. Then if I get tired of this, I'm going to go to another move. Okay, this feels better. But I'm moving from pain.
So that means you're avoiding pain?
Yeah.
So is it better to hold the position to release it?
Hold the position and release it. And that's what we mean by the light cleaning you up. See, you see out here, there's a thunderstorm taking place right now. It is? Yeah. A straight up thunderstorm, both day and night. Cosmic energy is coming to the earth. The earth get its energy, that's what we mean by alien energy. The earth get its energy from off planet. Its primary energy source. We're being real with it now. It is bombarding the planet. This is why we got our electromagnetic spectrum. We wouldn't even have a cell phone if it wasn't for that force. It's coming to the fort and giving life to everything. It is so powerful, it's coming through this ceiling. That's why you can even be in a basement somewhere. Be like, man, the energy is high down here. It's coming through.
It's so powerful, you can do it without even the sun being up. Even at night.
Even at night. Both day, because you're in the sun's electromagnetic field. This is how powerful it is. So this is why you're learning how to surrender to that force so it can clean you up permanently. Instead of running from it. That means you're running from the light. Oh, is this making sense? Oh, is it?
Actually, no. I'm struggling with that.
This is a big journey.
Because I find it normal when the body hurts you move a position. That seems...
Yeah, but I think...
Well, there's a positive stress and there's a negative stress. So this right here is a stress. But that other stress is unnatural. See, in other words, you should be able to move because you want to move instead of that you're subconsciously forced to move because you're hurt.
Oh.
If that makes any sense. In other words, like what we say about food at times. Oh, but this is funny, especially when people first get on this journey.
No hard feelings, yeah? Anytime. No hard feelings.
You got the watermelon. And people go through this all the time. One time a young man was like, I'm going on a fast, and I'm going to do this and do this. And I'm saying, well, slow down. That's why I tell people to do 1 week at a time or something, or half a day. Because I know what they're about to go through in this society. But he came down. I ran into him. He got his head down because he failed just now. Well, not failed, but he just went through something. In other words, he said he was driving his car, and he seen Taco Bell. And without a thought, the car was pulling in Taco Bell, right?
It happens, it happens.
Right, it happens. That program was there. This is what I'm trying to tell people. As long as that's there.
Stella, you know what Taco Bell is?
Yeah, from the films, from movies. But what you're saying also with the yoga postures actually is true, because as time has gone on, more postures have been introduced to you, that you have yoga class and you're like this and like that and like this and like that.
Right.
But actually they also teach us that that's not the goal of the practice. That's
Exactly.
just a support.
Right.
To help us sit in meditation longer.
Exactly.
So you do the asana practices, but there's the maha asana. The goal of it is to stay still.
See, she straight said the goal is to stay still.
Not to be an expert.
The Western mind, yeah, the Western mind got a hold of it. That's what happened.
Yeah.
See, there's a saying that says, yoga comes from India, but California made it famous. They got all types, hot yoga, dish yoga, all types of names on it. Oh, go ahead.
Like the qigong that you're doing, like you was doing like a warm up before qigong. You know, I can tell that some people might get it mistaken as that's actual qigong.
Now listen to what he said.
Okay.
We did warm up before qigong. So qigong is a Chinese version of yoga. So that was actually the asanas.
Yeah.
And then we went into holding a position. So likewise with the yoga, asanas, all right? Breathe, breathe, breathe into it. Then go meditate. So most people is doing the asanas, but they don't know the meditation. Because that's how they've been taught. That's wild, ain't it? That's where we at. Asana is loosening. Even moving your eyes like this is an asana. You're stretching the body up so that the energy can flow a lot more smoother. So that's what you're preparing it for. So when I went to India, that's what I said. I seen them moving, kept moving. These were the yoga people. Everywhere I went, I said, okay, they just wasn't trained this. And all of them said the same thing. I've been practicing yoga for 20 years and never felt the energy like this because they wasn't holding the position. You start holding those positions, it's a whole nother element to your game. Whole nother element to your game. And that's the Breatharian journey. Yoga just means union with, yoga. Union with what? Now we say the divine. What's the divine? Let's don't be spooky with it. The cosmic energy. You're surrendering to it so it can come through the vessel and clean it out on a cellular, molecular level. Oh man, this is good. So here we go. We've been working hard today. So I'll end y'all with one more. Oh man, there's so much good. So much here. And this is dealing with, hold on. La, 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 la. And to show you, we got the information already in the society. People I'm just good at explaining it to people. That's in my DNA. That's a gift or a talent. I'm just explaining to people things that you already know or you already have access to. That's all I did. Didn't make up nothing new. Now listen at this. Any of y'all ever heard of bioenergetics? Yeah. And that's in the medical field. It's actually bioenergetic. Bio means life, and energetics means energy. And it's in the medical field because it's a sister or a branch of biochemistry. You got biochemistry and you got bioenergetics. It's right in the energy field. Now look at what they say.
Let me just sorry for stopping. Only to what I saw is this machine that they put you like, you get like a few whatever sensors. Yep. And it can tell what your emotional states, whatever, go on. Continue.
Yeah, he told you. This is what it, now the technology could do it. And the thing about the word bioenergetics, I got a book here from Valalar from India. They wrote this over 100 years ago. They was already using the word bioenergetics. Right. It's just that this system came along and said, well, let's use bioenergetics.
Yeah. And the science took over it.
And the science took over.
Western science.
Yeah. But they showing you that it's real. We're working with it. That's what's happening. So now bioenergetics, the biology of energy transformation and energy exchange, as in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is what plants do, but I got news for you. Humans do it too. That's what we're doing right now. Oh, they just tell us we get vitamin C from the sun. You get everything from the sun. We're going there right now. So now, photosynthesis within and between living things and their environment. It is a system of physical and psychological therapy that is held to increase well-being by releasing blocked physical and psychic energy. That's what it's all about. That's what we were just doing. We didn't even need the machine. See, when I was at this one place in India, they had the machines that could show you all of that. But the one lady, she looked at me and said, we don't need those machines. That's for people who don't know energy work. Yeah. That's what the machines are for. But once you know how to work on yourself, you don't need the machines. You are the machine. The bio machine, the real deal. That's why they made the machine studying the human being. We're powerful beings. All this energy trapped inside. So you want to unblock it. So even when we deal with diet changes, I don't tell people what to eat. You know what I say? Eat less. He who eat less live longer. Now the reason why I say that because I know they got to deal with their program and they're about to start beating up on themselves. We don't need to go there but when you start eating less, but as long as you're doing this working with the light, it'll tell you when to release what next food next. Because the food will start making you feel uncomfortable. You know where it's coming from.
I'm starting to feel it as well.
Yeah.
Just naturally as I get older, because I'm quite young.
He said naturally as he get older, because he's quite young. But you feeling it now. And you 24, so you already old. No,
but it's weird because past couple of months I'm like eating like wild chicken and chips and stuff like that. And it's like I'm feeling like a lot of phlegm.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm actually getting older now. I'm an adult.
You actually get to the point on this journey, you do step over the line. You done ran so much energy in the body, you should feel when it gets stiffed up. Usually when a person dies or gets sick, and they didn't know they had it or whatever, it's because the energy wasn't flowing through the body. I mean, that's what told on itself. Sort of like I had a relative who caught a stroke. And they said it just came up on me out of nowhere. But in my mind, if they was doing these exercises, they would have been felt it where it was at. You know, because it would have been, but they can't feel it, they're numb. The average person is desensitized to energy. So this knowledge opens you up again to sensitize you again so that you can feed off the energy.
And also, like, one of the good things about the feedback, even though it's negative, I feel like a certain way, it kind of stops me from like, it wants me to like, it's easier to eat less, basically. You know?
Easier to eat less.
Yeah.
This is what we want, because people are struggling to eat less. There was this one girl, like I see, you know, we got social media, and I see some people get these diets that's so far out there, but they're still looking anorexic. And I say they're not talking about meditation. So on one level, and when one girl passed away, now listen at this, this is real key. People hated me saying this. Because fruits and vegetables is a lot more, how should we say, compatible with the body than other things. So I'm not talking against it. But they said she died from malnutrition. Why would they say that if she was eating the fruits all the time? Malnutrition. What is malnutrition or starvation?
Not having enough.
The organism don't have enough energy to keep the organism going. So that means that that wasn't giving her the energy she needed. See, the primary energy source that actually keeps us going is the cosmic energy, even if a person don't know it. That's wild, ain't it? This is what you come into contact with. That's what's nourishing you. Everything else is just a game. They said she died from malnutrition. They were like, no, she didn't. She didn't have it. No, she was eating a lot. But she wasn't getting that other force. So pretty soon it caught up with her. It still ran its course. Got to change the program. Oh, man, this is good. So we had a good day. We did our 2 hours.
Thank you.
It's time for a fire now.
Time for fire. Okay, maybe I'll share the fire.
Oh, man, this is good. So how y'all feeling? Still pumped up?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh, but one file. Oh, nice.
We can sit around like share.
Now River. Beautiful now in Uganda. Ginger. All the wildlife out here. Some things I seen that was going too fast. Here we are, wonderful Ginger, early in the morning. Look at my monkey buddies. Good. What? Oh, you ready to take off? You ain't gotta go. You can stay. I ain't coming no closer. This is wonderful Nile River again, early in the morning. We're about to start our Qigong. This is the second day of the retreat. Yeah, this is good. And we're gonna be firing up the energy. 3 good sessions. Meditations in the morning, meditations for lunch, and meditations for dinner. And with good teachings, you need the teachings because learning transforms your mind. Not a belief that I just believe if I just do this. No, it really got to get into the cells of the body. You're putting in some effort. You're working your mind. Your mind is a muscle. See, not only, I was teaching about DNA yesterday, not only physical traits get carried over, we got that one. Everybody got that one. You look the way you look due to the blueprint of your DNA. However, also intelligence get carried over. Me and some man was just talking about somebody was in this class, everybody studying hard. This one person didn't even have to study as hard as the rest of them, but he blew the grades out of the water all the time. That's talent, that's something that's in him, but it was carried over. It's in his DNA on that subject matter. And it's just the way it is, it's the blueprint. And you can't keep up with a person like that, especially when they work hard behind it. Now there is some people that got a certain talent and they don't work hard at it, but it's still there. But if they put some effort behind it, oh my God, you can't even keep up with them no matter how hard you work. So that's how it works on this avenue we in, dealing with the solar breatharian knowledge. Peace and blessings. The mother and his baby, look at the baby up under her. Oh, hey. This is amazing. This is our Breatharian retreat. This is where we're at. We had our nice fire last night. Here's the Nile River. The energy is good. Everybody's getting up. You got some people staying in those cottages, some down at the river. Me, I slept in my tent last night. This is the main hall. We had our class in there last night. So this is the Nile River campground. Beautiful. You got all types of photographers out here in the evening. There's so much wildlife. And this is beautiful and clean. And this is in Uganda, Africa. And this is the Nile River camp. Nice setup. Awesome energy. And my friends is getting some, well, they got some land here in Uganda, so they want to start a real good center coming up soon. So of course we was walking around getting ideas yesterday. There's a monkey over there also. They all over the place, but here's the mother and her baby again. Smile. The baby hanging on. So this is a beautiful place once again. So I'm waiting on the other people. Of course, I didn't need to sleep much, being out here in all this energy. But this is what it's all about. You're learning how to channel the solar energy through the body. People is getting it more and more, but it was expected to be this way because, no offense, that Western mind got a lot to learn, especially when it comes down to allowing something to gradually and slowly grow into it without all that instant gratification that we've been taught with. So slowly but surely. Beautiful. You look different than the other ones. Look at that red tail. Hey. Beautiful place. village out in Jinja. People living so simple. And the thing about it, Uganda, here on the equator, got perfect weather for, look at all this greenery. You can see the corn in there. And what's happening is, this land is so beautiful, it can plant anything. But you might ask yourself, why ain't people doing that? And make it to the city. We see those things on TV, and that's what you want instead of the basic down-to-earth living. So the land is still here, but the people isn't. My buddy. Da da da. Say hey. La la la. You up there eating. La la la. Say hi. La la la. 1, 2, 3. Focused. Now we can say a Om. 1, 2, 3. More. All right, rub your hands together. And that was good. Coming from Uganda, Africa. Jinja at the Nile River. Now here we are at the Rundle Nile, the river Nile in Uganda, in the city of Jinja. And look what they got through the forest here. These steps. And they say it goes down to the edge of the Nile. So let's see what we got here. Oh, this is perfect. And I got on my sleeping bag poncho here. So I don't carry a sleeping bag with me. This is what I sleep with. But it's easy to carry though. It's nice, warm, for when you need it. So this was a good deal. The sleeping bag poncho. So look how this goes down. The steps is made of tires. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, this is on right here. Oh, here comes Shaka. La la la, la la la, la la la. That's how it goes on down. La la la, la la la.
That's so stupid.
Ah! Oh, this part is slippery. Woo! Yeah. Oh, here we go. It ain't far. Woo! We made it to the water. There's a rope there that people could go in. So tomorrow, I might have to go in here and do some swimming. I think I do got to hit the Nile, put my whole body into it. So there's a Shaka's coming down that way. trail and there's the rope. Look at that, beautiful. Wow. That's the rope that people go on to swim in here. Scheiße. Aha. Wow.
I'm not that adventurous.
Aha. Oh man. This is awesome. La la la. Perfect life.